Alright. I think everything's okay. Hello again. Welcome back. It has been a little while. The past week or so has been a little bit sporadic in terms of getting these sort of things scheduled. Hello. Greet. Greet from Magic Cat. Hello. Last week has been a little bit busy, a little bit hectic. There's been birthdays, there's been meetings with family, and all that sort of thing. But here now, and hopefully we'll be able to get this going a bit more consistently again. And so I think I'm fine with just getting right into it. And what I'm pretty much doing, if you couldn't guess by the title, is I'm using this screenshot of very well-known TikToker lean beef patty, and I'll be using it sort of as a base to draw Melania from Elden Ring. So I think we can just start getting right into it and talking along the way. And I sort of got the idea for this because I've seen a lot of Melania fan art, but none of it ever really shows her off as muscular. And I get that her in-game model isn't all that muscular, but I just feel like I like that image a bit more. Just because she goes toe-to-toe with Radahn in the game. I feel like she deserves at least some sort of muscle definition. And I feel like there isn't really any better model than lean beef. If you listen to the same lo-fi, maybe, I don't know. I just kind of looked up royalty-free lo-fi on YouTube for this. Just have some nice chill background music instead of just myself and the occasional awkward silent pause. Because I have a tendency to get very much into whatever task I'm doing, and if I'm streaming, then that means forgetting to actually keep talking. And so I'm trying my best to, at the very least, fill the void. That was one long and terrible line. Not like. This is all mostly just sort of filler for now. Like, I'll obviously refine the lines a little bit later. And get more proper definition in certain places. And this arm is also prosthetic, so I'll need to adjust that. As being busy with family stuff, how's it been? It's been slow and pretty uneventful, besides family and birthdays. And trying to get certain things organized that just haven't really been able to, unfortunately. But such is the case when a lot of your friends are online. But that doesn't stop me from, at the very least, trying. Just need to bring that up a little bit so I could actually see the mouth. Mood, yes. I love my pewter. All my friends are inside. That's pretty much what my life... pretty much what my life is. And of course, there is the long head of curly hair. Yes, the computer contains the best of friends. Only the best friends are in your computers. Now go down a little bit because Melania obviously has a little bit more hair than the model that I'm currently basing this drawing off of. Well, it's not as though she has a shortage of hair either. There we go. It's always good to get that one satisfyingly perfect line. Now I will, using some of these visual references that I have off in a different tab for prosthetic. Because it is a little bit complicated. I'll start off with just these sort of rough shapes. Just to get things situated. Before I start adding on details. It's hard to really add muscle definition onto a prosthetic. Ever think you'll play mortuary assistant? Maybe. I will freely admit I am not the bravest person in the world, and horror games scare the ever-loving shit out of me. So I'll freely admit I have definitely been avoiding doing horror games for this, but I wouldn't mind expanding my repertoire and trying out some different things, reach possibly wider audiences. And who knows, maybe I can invite some friends along to watch me suffer. Because suffering is always better together. fun to see. Try to play it, yes. I've definitely seen a lot of footage of the game itself, thanks to it being one of the very few gaming things I see on TikTok anymore. It's definitely quite pervasive in that scene. It's almost impossible to escape, honestly, on TikTok. But I'm not complaining. It's definitely a very creative and well-made game. But I am just big bitty bitch. And there's so many lines on this part of it. I'm overly simplifying these prosthetic details for obvious reasons. Other cares like invisible pushes or sounds. Yeah, I haven't really seen as many of those being shown off. I've obviously seen the various sort of like turn around and something new is there type scares, as well as the very creepy, crackly naked man sort of just sitting on shelves and the like. Other than that, I haven't really seen too much. Like that. Oh, right, this also. These sort of curved lines. Obviously those will be ironed out in the actual line art. And there's this here for blade extension prosthetic. Again, we'll fix it once we get into more of the details. And I'm using sort of like a 3D model reference for this prosthetic, which can be helpful, but also can not be helpful since it doesn't show entirely all the details, because I'm sure in the actual game they just sort of filled in these and some of these empty spaces. Rather than actually give too much, or terribly too much detail to them. I'll just add those little small side details. Just those little lines. Sort of do something like that. Question, am I to understand the character's name? No. good question, but no. Lean beef patty, as you can see down here, is the TikToker that I'm using as the base for this Melania fan art. Melania's character from Elden Ring, which I am a very large fan of that game. It would be funny if there was a character named Lean Beef in the middle of this dark, gritty fantasy world, but unfortunately no. Though that would definitely be funny. Call them Lean Beef now for fun of these. There should be funny names, spice everything up. Very true. Though they definitely have a lot of M names, which I think sort of counts for that funniness on its own, like Melania, Melina, Moog, Margit, Morgot, America. It's a lot of M names. Mayonnaise. Yes, also mayonnaise. Very famous From Software Elden Ring boss mayonnaise. No, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Despite what you may think. Question everyone asks but nobody answers till now. Yes, definitive evidence from me, random YouTube person, or not YouTube, Twitch. Forgetting the platform that I'm even on right now. Well, I guess you could ask like so many different DJs online. It's like, hey, sample this and turn it into a beat. And with enough filters,
I feel inspired.
With enough filters, you could. And thank you very much, Fallow, for the follow. It's very kind. Trying to get proportions are definitely my main nemesis in trying. In drawing is like, how do I make this look correct? Get these a bit more solidified rather than simply thrown around willy-nilly. Just that I have more solid references. Yes, proportions definitely are the thing that I've had to learn the most with improvement in art. Keep trying until you have a breakdown of a line, yes. That's one thing that I enjoy but also dislike about time lapses that you see on like TikTok and YouTube and stuff, is that it shows the final line. It removes the undos. Like when somebody hits the undo button for something, it just doesn't include it anymore. So we don't see the dozens of times that somebody draws a line, hits undo, draws it again, hits undo, draws it again, hits undo. Or speed paints show all. Perhaps maybe it's just a setting that some turn off, but I haven't seen speed paints with those. Even the 3,000 times. And maybe it's a setting that some people just don't have on. We'll get some couple more details onto this. Not like that. More like that, yes. Well, now it's just not doing it again. It has like this sort of flower ripple sort of effect, as well as border along here that's riveted. And yes, also the large sort of joint attachments. Keep everything all nice and I feel like seeing yourself repeatedly undo and redo lines could be some sort of vaguely strange mindfulness exercise. I guess you could see it like that. But I feel like I get enough of that just from my normal drawing process. Like I'm undoing and redoing enough and seeing it enough in my own real time. Sure, it's a little bit. I don't know what happened to my words there. A little bit different in faster speed, but I can understand that point of view. Somewhat sketchy lines just to know that these aren't really solid and will be handled a bit more by shading. And I'm not going to put that much detail into the clothes. This is more showing off the character. Mostly lean towards realism. That's a good question. I've been trying to actually lean away from realism. I enjoy it, and I enjoy having proper proportions, partly because of, I guess, OCD, and wanting things to look right, but I've been trying to lean out of that to sort of develop a more original style at times. It's definitely difficult to change it in that way. But I've been trying to broaden that horizon a little bit. Because getting stuck in one style doesn't always end up well. Oh, and I forgot there's other parts of it under it, but we can ignore that. I'm just trying to get some references for her scars underneath. And that's why it's sort of paused right now. Looking for images to find that sort of thing. That should work to sort of give me enough of a reference. Alright, I forgot she has a prosthetic leg as well that goes up to her hip. I was so focused on the arm prosthetic, I forgot about the leg one. Slight bit of demolition. Love drawing in a fairly cartoony way. Sometimes like try going in more traditional ink comics. Kind of freeing about drawing with a physical ink pen not being able to erase. I understand that. I don't relate to it. I definitely prefer digital. I like to be able to very freely erase and shift my various pieces around in ways that I can't with paper, but I can understand having that sort of novelty feeling to it. It has a bit of novelty, almost more grounded. Style is something, yeah. Yes, what kind of something? Do feel free to elaborate if you would not mind. Can you put a link in chat? Yeah, sure. There's not really that many people at the moment watching, so feel free. And I know you, so I trust you. I know you won't put any suspicious things into the chat, so go ahead. And I'll just erase this line, just say that the shorts tuck into the prosthetic a bit. Goes a bit up her side there. Bit on the thigh. So it sort of meets on that side. Put a little bit there, and as it goes under her arm, sort of like that. I know you won't put any suspicious. Yes, there was a pause. So honestly, that's sort of my style of talking a little bit. Sometimes it just sort of happens like that. Oh yes, looking at that, it is lineless, it looks like, or at least in a similar fashion. That's very interesting. Definitely has a very sort of painterly vibe to it. It's very unique, to say the least. All right. A lot of it's done on one layer too. That is definitely a brave choice. A brave choice to be made. Isn't that one? Right. The proportions on this do feel a little bit off. I think I'm using one layer since I realized I could have more than one. That is fair. The proportions here seem a little bit off, so I will adjust. Like living on the edge, yes. So many layers and so many folders, all unlabeled, yes. We always forget to label things. I'll do that, then I do like cartoon and a bunch of mind cartoons and a bunch of styles. It is good to have like variety, good to have that sort of variety to it. But what I'm doing right now is one of the main reasons why I love digital art so much. So I can just adjust things that I don't like and make it so that I like them a bit more. So that they're in a position that I think fits better. Adjust them so that they have a more appealing bit of proportions, which is one of my biggest struggles, is proportions, and having these transformation tools makes that sort of adjustment so much easier. I didn't mean to erase that, but whatever, I could just go right back around. How long have you been streaming in general on a larger scale? I have been streaming for, oh boy, how long ago? And I actually quickly check, because I think I do still have my first stream downloaded. Or I might have put it up on my YouTube. Or something like that. But it is quite long ago. It's about January of last year. So I have been going for over a year now. It's roughly a year and a half. A little over a year and a half now. Yeah, I wasn't always Cypher when I was starting out either, so I've been through a couple different rebrandings over the years. My buddies are both on Soulbound. Yes, I met them a little bit before Soulbound. I knew them through a mutual friend of ours. This line I do not like. You are in a weird position. Shift it a bit more like to there. Just that somewhat. Just to have that presence of, like, yes, it's fabric and it's not like strapped, painted onto them. There's that little detail of depth. You joined Soulbound and was like, I know people here. What? Also don't like a bit more there. Adjust you as well, so more like that. All right, that looks good. For me to actually get proper line art down now. Some time long ago, I discovered one of my online friends, also one of my IRL friends, which neither of us had any idea. That is a very interesting coincidence. Can't say I've ever had something like that happen to me, but I'm sure that was a bit of a wake-up call for the both of you. It's really wild. And we can see with my line art, I've definitely got a bit of a solid. I'm a fan of solid blacks. I like solid black for lines. Just satisfying to see, at least to me. I do need to be careful to have the right amount of pressure with this pen. Sometimes I like solid black, but all the time I'm trying to make my stuff more dynamic. Yeah, that's understandable. I have experimented with different styles of lining, like using colored lines based on what's around them, but I typically default to solid blacks. And how are Lex and Ethan scary? I don't remember them ever doing anything that really warranted that sort of thing. At least based on their characters. It was by accident. Had this aura. Like black line art on lineless style, but like dark blue or purple. All valid choices. Also, I typically do black line art for something that I'm a bit more casual with. Like this, like it's not anything too interesting or too special. It's not a commission, it's just personal interest. There we go. Glad you liked it. It was very sweet. And of course I was going to love it since it was the first I ever got. Hadn't really ever gotten fan art before, so I was happy to receive it. Like that. See if that works. It's not like a tight fist, it's more just sort of held there. Not in an aggressive fashion. Had a convoluted train of thought to imagining you but with bananas for horns. That's a fair train of thought to go down. I'll admit. I do share that sort of appearance. I will admit. No, they are not. They are not actually bananas. They are horns. Probably adding the detail on that right one helped get that message across, maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, clearly formed, but what if it wasn't? Well, then it would be a banana. Of course. I don't think I'm happy with how that hand looks. It does look a little strange and convoluted, but whatever. That line was weak. There we go. Let's get a little bit wider than that. On there. That works better. For what it is. I was just going to put that there. Just actually no. That just makes it look more confusing. How did that look again? Yeah, it was pretty solidly. I'm just sort of happy with how that came out. Just might have wanted it to be a little bit more solid. Like that. Beautiful. There we go. I think that works. I'm supposed to just do these really quickly. Don't mind if those ones are a little sketchier. That was a little word. There we go, that's better. And I don't really... This pattern here doesn't need to be perfect either. Just sort of doing it. Just to add that bit of texture. Alright, prosthetic done, now for the rest. That was a bit too straight. There we go. And this with hair, I change it up a little bit between sketch art and line art, since it has that sort of wilder quality to it. Sort of whatever my hand feels like, whatever sort of texture my hand feels like giving it at the time. Unless it's something solid like braids or dreads. Detail and some loose hairs. I don't like how this one looks. It's a little bit off. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yes, I did hear about Whip becoming subscription based. What I have to say to that is I am not going to be updating Clip Studio when it gets to that point. Do not care. I'll be fine leaving it unupdated if each update costs more money. Yeah, the amount of things that are subscription based these days is astronomical and not at all enjoyable. You'll rarely find anything where it's just how it is, not based on any sort of subscription, not something that you can't just buy and that's all the money you have to spend on it. No, everything has to come in monthly installments or something like that. This I'll need to be careful with because I'm actually line arting now. So I have to not overlap. The whole subscription system's gonna crumble when nobody can afford to have multiple. Yes. That is another thing. Because when you're paying dozens of things, when you're paying dozens of monthly installments, on top of some people that have to pay monthly rent, it's gonna get to a point where it just isn't that sustainable anymore. Or at the very least, it isn't what people will want. And it will need to change, otherwise they'll just lose. They'll just give up on it and find that sort of entertainment elsewhere. I actually do not like how that curve is. I feel like that's a little bit too loud. I had to go for a bit. Yeah, it really just doesn't make any sense why Clip Studio would do that, other than to just get on the bandwagon of subscription-based services. doesn't really make any sense. And it sends a very poor message to the people that have had it for years. I've had it for less than a year. But to the people that have had it for years and suddenly there's like, oh, I have to pay for this again and again and again. That's not a very good message to send. Yeah, I'm fine with how it is. As we can see by the fact that I'm continuing to use it. I had Krita for a while, but this just seemed like the better option, and to me it is. It's been like 7 years, exactly. And the fact that they're just like, okay, well, you're gonna have to pay for it, buy it again, is ridiculous. Adding just a couple more loose arrows around. You know, time to be the captain of pirates. Yes, exactly. Use Critter 2. It's good for some things, like having more filters, but yes, has more diversity. And also the fact that you can find different brushes online. Like, I think there might be a feature for that on Critter, but it's just very easy to do on Clip. So at the very least, it's easier to import brushes and textures and stuff onto Clip than Critter. Yeah, the market. Here comes this. It also has million brushes, color palettes, 3D models, and animation templates. Exactly. People talking openly online about pirating. Can that get you in trouble, or do you only get in trouble for actually pirating? I honestly don't know. I've downloaded music off of YouTube dozens of times, hundreds of times, and nobody's come knocking at my door yet. So who really knows? And again, it is a thing of like, how will you be able to tell or track those people down? Because they're pirating it. And they're not using the typical resources to get it. It's definitely one of those weirder things that you see a lot of in like ads as a kid. It's like, you wouldn't download something. I don't fucking know what those ads used to be. I never paid attention to those ads. They're open about pirating it, but wouldn't that indicate that they're pirating it? Proving that they're pirating would be a violation of privacy. That is a lot of legal stuff that I do not know. In all honesty. Perfectly, yeah. A lot of legal jargon that I probably won't learn unless it actually comes up and I have to learn it. always runs through my head when people are like, ooh, pirating. Yeah. It's like there's no real good way to enforce it, and there's much worse things to actually enforce out there. It's just such a non-issue that it's just like, fuck it. Also, I forgot about her scarring on her upper arm. But that's fine, we can just fix it like that. Just add that little detail in there real quick. Exactly. So many different things that would demand more attention and be of more importance than people not wanting to pay for Spotify. Or Apple Music. These little details in here before we keep moving down. Oh no, I did not like that. There we go, much better. Sort of curve it at the end there rather than undoing the whole line, because I like that line. I don't want to remove it completely. There we go. No, I actually don't like that line. That's a little bit better. It's like I like this line, but I just want it to be thicker, so I try to go over it, but then I can't do it again. I'm aiming for affiliate at some point, eventually. Only problem is I'm not that good at promoting myself. I don't really know how to do that sort of marketing thing. I'm just kind of doing what I like and hoping that people vibe with it. Like if I could make a career out of this, I would very much like to. But I also don't want to sell my soul and become somebody that I'm not, which is somewhat ironic with my devilish persona, but the point still stands of wanting to still do what I want to do. So yeah, affiliate event is hopefully something that I'll eventually get, but besides just doing what I like and crossing my fingers, I don't really have any solid plan to get that. And to get out enthusiasm, getting out of comfort zone, FOMO. I get that. I understand that. And I respect the ability to be able to do that. Though it just doesn't feel like that's something that's me. Like, I do enjoy doing all of this, but I don't want to fake how excited I am for it just to get other people to become interested. Yeah, I know that there is no guarantee of money in affiliate, but at the very least it is something that would make that journey a little bit easier. I've done it twice. I'm a clown. Fair enough. How did you do it twice? Like, why did you have to do it twice, rather? Got permalocked out of the first. That is unfortunate. At least you were able to get it back. Let's try to get this. We'll do that. Happened during the massive data breach. Ah, I see. So you were an unfortunate victim of that whole thing. All the count where they implemented two-factor, and you didn't have that, they couldn't help, and then they had thing that couldn't prove you were who you said you were. That is ridiculous on many levels. Fuck. I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm glad you were able to get it back eventually. is reassuring. Now we start on to actually getting into the color of this. I definitely do these sort of broad strokes. People followed me over to this one and were fans, but yeah, that's I can see why you say that's weird to think about. I can see why you would say that. So far, I'm still a foreign concept to myself as well. Yes, yeah, you are a fan. But also, I'm speaking a bit more on fans that I don't know, like people that I don't have personal connection to, like through servers or mutual friends. Haven't been able to really get that sort of following of strangers as of yet. So that gets huge appeal being a small streamer. That is fair. Strangely not a super foreign concept hypothetically, but I think it's because I'm used to younger people looking up to me IRL, so that's fair. And also, hello, fairy girlfriend, who I'm sure the only other people in this chat might know already is Zoe. Feeling is mutual. You just caught me delving into the flat color stages of this piece, where I'm just sort of getting all these flat colors down, and we'll get to more detailed shading and stuff in separate layers. Thank you. That is very nice to hear. I'm glad you like it. That went a little bit outside the lines, but we can fix that. Testament to a lack of working memory. Now that is a mood. That is definitely something I can relate to. Short-term memory is a bitch to deal with. red down for his hair. Might be a bit brighter than this, but I can adjust it later. This character is from Elden Ring. Contrary to the title of the stream, their name is not Lean Beef, they are Melania. And they are based off of this screenshot I took of the TikToker Lean Beef Patty. And that is sort of what I'm... So I'm just sort of working off of that model. Yeah, the hair could be a little bit more solidly and brighter red. That's a bit better. Always gotta be on Minecraft. And for these, I'll just sort of gray it, make it a little bit more red. No, it isn't entirely like this, but not a big deal. Sheep can climb. Well, sometimes they can climb. Sometimes they just sort of spawn in unfortunate spots as well. Yes, goats in real life can climb very talentedly. Yes, IRL goats are very talented climbers. You don't have thumbs nor hooves for that. But they do have determination. And as the game Undertale taught us, that is all you need to succeed. I feel like I can make this a little bit paler. Yeah, there's still a difference, but it's not so dark. That's a better color for it. Bones rattle ominously. Exactly. Bones trestle in the distance. day traveling to Edmonton for anime, I thought I had to stop in the drive because a bunch of goats had blocked the road. Oh my. I'm sure that made for an interesting experience. How long were you stuck behind the goats? In 2 hours because of tourists, probably. That makes sense. This part here is much darker. And people stopped in the middle of the road to take pictures. And they also say, knowing full well what, and that's what happens. Speaking from experience. Fair enough. A little bit darker. There we go. And then these are sort of almost porcelain. Sibling just bit the lamp in your room and said that's not a great thing to put in your mouth. And they said that's okay. Well, I don't really have words for that. I cannot imagine what is going through your head right now. Well, I mean, it's not that I don't understand it, I just do not have words for it. Ah, damn it, it's too close to that car, so... Stop doing that. Stop filling it all in. I might have to do this by hand. Let's see. Walked into room, showed you. Sorry about that. Showed you a piece of Skeppy. Fan art sat down, whipping around a robe's sash. All right. Story just keeps getting more and more interesting. Used it to mess up your hair. Aggressively fist bumped. Commented they were in a violent mood, standing and bit your lap. Very interesting. That is certainly a sequence of events. I don't know what kind of sequence of events it is, but it is a sequence of events. It's friendship. Fair enough. No judgment here. Merely confusion and speculation. Almost went perfectly. Wonderful. Now that looks like a good... Wait. Almost forgot about the arm. Again. Second time. Back, fix up the lines. And then these ones are sort of different, more darker, silvery, sort of metallic. Alright, now that's the base colors look done. Now shift this layer on top and increase the opacity a little bit so that we can see where some of those muscle lines are and put them up in some nice old-fashioned shading. Nothing too fancy. Just multiply and get those things down. The skin shading done first. Actually, I should reselect just that color, but I can be careful. with this. Don't cross it over onto the wrong colors. We can cross it over onto between those two different colors because they're similar enough that it doesn't entirely matter. Oh, we don't want to put it onto the red. Hair will be shaded differently than that. Might look a little bit messy right now, but that's just because of the sketch lines that I'm using to... I don't really need to have those sketch lines there anymore. I can throw those back under. It's mainly just for these lines down at the core. I didn't mean to draw on the sketch line. Whoops. Back to shading. Thank you. And we can also do a small line across the bottom of the shirt. Crop top or sports bra, whatever you want to call it. Get that. Let's do there. Any other? Throw some on here for the knees. A bit under the lip. A little bit there as well. And now we shake it up a little bit. Those shadows are never this solid. Blur it out, soften it up. I forgot about the bit of shading down, right down the middle. This one could use a bit more, a bit of a stronger color. There we go. There we go. And also, we'll move on to this, but also I just need to quickly fix some of these smaller bits that I missed. But now we can shade this beautiful golden arm. Yeah, that works just fine. Spherical shape gets spherical shade. Add a little bit more dimension to these. A bit of a indent shade. And we'll just cover this bit here. since it will get blurred out anyways. Go. That gets covered, and pretty much this whole thing gets covered. This whole thing gets covered because it's underneath. Indent shading as well. I almost forgot about getting in that little space there. Get some more indent shading on these parts. You indent inward so you get that line there. I think I'll just fill in this area with that sort of shading. You can fill in most of it, since it has some top-down lighting. Maybe take some off the top of those. And we'll also just get these little bits here shaded as well, since they are somewhat indented. Alright, and now add some realism to it. Add some imperfection. I'm close to the spoopy game, Minecraft and lo-fi. What spoopy game are you listening to? Because I know where the lo-fi and Minecraft might be coming from, but where is the spoopy game from? Oh, I forgot about this bit down here completely. Mortuary assistant. That's fair. And I am still considering whether or not I will ever play that. We'll see. We'll have to see. Wait and see. I'll definitely consider it, but likelihood is not 100%. Sort of bend inwards. Like that. Go. Not too much shading for this, since it's very smooth, being a prosthetic. Onto clothing. I guess also onto this as well. tiny little. Whatever. It'll blur. It'll get blurred. We'll all blur together. We all blur down here. Not need to do blur on that, but it works. Shirt, and the last one we'll do will be we'll add on a bit more of those hair shadings on the skin that I missed. There's a couple bits that I did not get. I will go back and get after. Blur. All blurred up. We'll get these last few bits of hair shading that I missed. Mostly just that one little bit. And we're going to make a different multiply layer. Add a bit of scar detailing. Function pretty much the same, but just serve as more detailing. It will get blurred eventually as well. Maybe not so intensely. And maybe a little bit more sketchy detail to it. Just to give it that, starting to get that scarred, unnatural sort of vibe to it. Almost sort of melted in a way. Blurred. This is my favorite tool, if you couldn't tell. Blur tool. Love it so much. Makes my life a lot easier. And for this, we'll just do a lot of these sort of lines. Since it has a very different texture to the rest of the scars around it. I'll add that sort of shine to it later. Texture. I want to blur these muscles down here a bit more. It's slightly more subtle and less looking like it's painted on. There we go. Back to these. Oh, whoops. Got to turn it back down in intensity. And then get it shifted around and blurred. There we go. Then we do another fun part, which is adding the shine. Some things with the glow. I love the glow tool. A whole lot. Actually, I have not done the hair shading yet, but we will get to that. And I will do the arm and then I'll do the hair shading. Shine of this and all these. And blur it again. Favorite tool in the world. Makes life so quick and easy. Or at least drawing life. Doesn't do much for the rest of my life, but makes this part at least more easy and enjoyable. Just adds that nice little shine to it. Wonderful. Now to do this method of hair shading that I was taught a while ago. Which I'm actually going to select specifically the hair, just so that I don't cross over anything. A lot of tall, thin lines that sort of go along with the hair. And you get some, maybe not that intense blur. Or a little bit. Then you get this guy. Airbrush to give it that sort of feel to it. Maybe turn down the blur just a little bit more. And then airbrush. Fix these little bits that I missed. And then the last bit of shading up here, this one will just be solid. That one will just, those little bits there will just do solid, but showing off the darkness of roots. Blur this as well. And a little bit of airbrush. Then we go on to the shine. Isn't as much shine, but it's definitely still just as present. Get rid of a little bit of this. And just go over it again. Just to help it out a little bit. And a lesser blur. There. I like how that turned out. We continue with adding that sort of shine. Oops, forgot to invert. That's the wrong place to put it. Right about there. Right about there. Try to make this a little bit more subtle and more blurred. And then with the arm, just to give it that much more subtle sort of just natural skin rather than metal. Though I will make this a bit more shiny because it is sort of made of that sort of porcelain material. Or whatever it is that it's made of, I don't entirely know. Definitely not shiny as metal, but still reflects pretty well. one more little layer. Of lighten. Wait, I'm using the blur tool. Whoops. There's one more lighter layer. Just do the same thing that we did with that other scar layer. Add more color and texture to these scars. Just to help add that little bit of extra texture. Alright, I also forgot to put the shine on that scar. I always forget about this arm up here, since in one way or another. Always ends up happening. Also put you below the shading layer just so that it covers that up. Because the shade is on top of these lighter layers. And also I should probably shade a bit more up here too with that hand. There we go. A little bit more shading to that. And also shine. No, that's not the right type of shine. It needs to be more actually white. And then I just want to add probably just a little bit more texture to these shorts. And that will probably be it. Save for maybe adding a bit of a lazy background. Other than that, I do think that might be it. Oh, right. And actually, there we go, add just a little bit of texture to tie everything together. And right, also almost forgot to add a different color, slightly redder color to the lip. It's not lipstick, but it's more natural. We can add a little bit on the top as well. All right. And as far as I'm concerned, save for a bit of background, I think that's looking quite finished. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that could count as any more additional details. I think I'm proud of this. Came out looking quite good. Yeah, we can, for a background, we could just do a nice gradient type thing. And just do a very quick gradient. There. Nice and beautiful and finished. Well, that was certainly a little journey that we went on. Quite a few different topics of conversation, I will say. Not that I'm complaining, it was very enjoyable. But I will probably be uploading this to my Twitter not long after this stream, as well as uploading the full VOD onto my YouTube as well. But in the meantime, thank you for stopping by. It was wonderful to have you all and wonderful to talk with you all. And I shall hopefully be seeing you on Wednesday. At the moment, I don't have much of a plan, but more likely than not, it will probably be my tongue just keeps getting itself tied up in my mouth. It will probably be something similar to this. Another art stream, though, maybe a bit more original and less working off of a model. But we'll see. I'll probably send out a tweet and update a bit before. In the meantime, thank you once again, and I shall hopefully be seeing you in a couple days. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.